Good afternoon and welcome to the Cruise Amigos Live. Coming to you live from Manchester, England. No,
No,
he's not here again.
no, Manchester.
Okay, so we're not live. We're not live in Manchester, England.
Well, we
We're
are.
live in Crooks.
There's people there that are watching us, but not the guy we want.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
So we're actually coming live from Crookston, Minnesota, where there's 9 feet of snow and it's 37 below zero, and John is under the weather. Maybe that's a little unusual. And I am in the middle of the
Hey, Sonny.
Pacific Ocean,
I
folks.
am.
We just went past some little Panamanian island about an hour ago. We're probably, about where the Costa Rican Panama border is. I mean, out in the water, of course.
Yeah.
And amigo John has been telling me that something about spiny lobsters are underneath me. And
Yes, you're gonna
don't
from where
step
you
on it.
are up to the north, to San Diego. That's the big circle of ocean where the spiny lobsters live and migrate. And when they migrate and you get clear water, it looks like buffalo. It looks like buffalo down under the water because they're all on one track, and thousands, tens of thousands of them are migrating north or migrating south. Yeah. Thank you, Mike.
So we can get bison lobster tails.
Bison lobster. Well, only they look like bison, but they taste like lobster. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But there's
Okay.
no claws. The spiny lobsters, depending on how you
But that's the
believe.
best. That's the best part to eat.
Well, yes, but then you have to get a Maine lobster. You see, those lobsters come pretty much off the coast of Maine and farther north, and they grow way slower. And they generally, except for those monsters you see once in a while, but just as a general rule, they generally, become a pound and a quarter maybe. That most of them, where the spiny lobsters can just keep going.
And the captain is making a announcement.
And the announcement is that all people who are broadcasting in the library must come and give their credentials to the
Yes,
onboard lawyers.
if anybody's watching this, don't you think I look so intellectual
He
and
does.
cultured?
He does. It's like you could reach around and take a book off the shelf. I don't know
Well,
what you
I
pay,
could.
I don't know what you paid for that background, but it does the trick, Chili. It really it does the trick.
Yeah,
It's working good.
it ain't no background. Here, I'll prove it.
Oh, he thinks. Well, yeah, but it's just a better background. It's even a better background.
I never can figure out how to do this stuff. Anyway, and there's a coffee place over there where you do, you know, cappuccinos and stuff. And then there's some
Yeah,
more people here.
yeah. They're
Oh,
they're
he's talking
mostly
about Punta Arenas.
okay. They're mostly poor people, right? Because they can't afford to buy books. They got to go borrow them. So it's libraries are mostly filled with poor people.
Yeah, Holland America ship is full of poor people. These people, the average cruise these people go on is 37 days.
Now, see, that's a cruise. Now that would be from
Oh, yeah.
Barcelona to Florida to Barcelona, and then all the way across the Med to Turkey or Israel. That's a 37-day
Hey,
cruise.
unbelievable. Because I was at dinner one night, and there's a lady that appears to be my age-ish, maybe a little younger, with her mother.
As long as you can
And
say grandma, as long as she doesn't have a
uh,
grandmother.
I said, I happened to mention that I did 22 cruises last year, 148 days at sea, and they said,
Nothing.
yeah, we hit 196 last year. We had a slow year. I said, oh, sorry.
Sorry.
So
And so
anyway,
tell me a little more about that because we are actually news reporters and you are on location on a
Yep.
Holland America ship. And so,
Good.
I had asked you some questions earlier before the show, but tell me a little bit about it. You said there's four, maybe four children on board.
That's all I've seen. There's one lady that has two,
Huh?
one baby and one 4 or 5 year old,
Wow.
and there's one couple that has maybe a 4 and a 6.
Wow.
I haven't seen any other kids.
So isn't that amazing? So you can tell your baby that, before you were 2 months old, you went through the Panama Canal.
Yeah.
They cleaned that bucket list off really fast there.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
one of the interesting things to me,
I'm half dead, Sonny.
I mean, it might not be to anybody else, because I have a few challenges on boats. As we were going through the canal, deck 3, deck 6, and deck 9 were
Hey,
the
Nikki.
areas where you could gather at the front of the boat to see going through the locks
Oh, neat.
and the bagels and the
Yeah.
cream cheese.
Okay.
No, that's a different kind of locks.
Different kind of locks.
But anyway, going through the locks of the Panama Canal. Well, number one, it's hot as hell in Panama.
It's always hot in
Number
Panama.
two, I'm not doing well in the sun, I'm sorry to say. And number three, I hate being in crowds on a scooter because they're worrying about looking at things and they're paying absolutely no attention to a big fat guy on a scooter. So I was perfectly happy to sit in my room and watch it on TV.
There's a YouTube video. You could have stayed home and watched it. I'd have charged you less.
The camera out the front of the ship, and then the cruise director actually did some work for a change.
Wow.
He did the commentary all the way through the canal of what you're seeing. This is that. This is so many feet. This is what you got the water runaway here. Oh, look, there's an alligator.
Now, did you go through the new big side of the canal, or is this ship small enough
No,
to go through the regular
this
side?
is this was an old fashioned one.
So you went through the old traditional canal. It's been there 100 years.
Yeah.
Wow.
And
Wow,
of
neat.
course, you're parallel to the new one.
Yep.
The new one now has had just past 25,000 ships.
Wow.
Which really surprised me that many go through that went through the new part.
Yeah.
But yeah, this one goes through the old.
Okay. Nikki, and Sonny, just to let you know, yes, both Chili and I are under the weather, and I something has hit me in the last couple hours, but I just wanted to come on and see my friends, and especially how often you get a chance to talk to Chili over in the Pacific Ocean, so we had to try and do a little something here. So
yeah. But anyway, yeah, so I sat a good bit of the time, sat in my room and got to see everything,
wow.
And I didn't have to worry about being in 94 or 5 degree heat
Oh,
and getting my brains baked out.
Do you know how many people died of malaria building the Panama Canal? The number is
7.
huge. 7? Oh, you know this because what's his
70.
name? Oh, 70. 70.
700.
Okay. Wait a minute.
I don't know.
Oh, I don't know either. I thought that
guessing.
you told me this guy was narrating. It seems like that would be a little
Well,
tidbit
we
that
didn't
he
talk
could tell
about dead people. We were talking about the Panama Canal.
Well,
So,
but yes, many. I don't know what the number is. Maybe someone can look it up. I just can't concentrate on typing and talking today.
yeah.
But I think it's a significant number of people that either lost their lives or got the malaria disease that debilitated them for the rest of their life.
Yeah.
So,
all right, we need to make an announcement before either one of us flake out. And folks, I'm telling you right now, at any time, my voice could go and John could have to run.
and by run, he means bending over and inspecting the wastebasket.
Yeah. So, we're giving you a heads up. We are going to make a change.
Yeah.
The vote so far of the three amigos is
It's
two
two to one.
to sus-
2 to 1.
sustained. Two to, what do you say when an abstention?
Abstention?
2-1 an abstention.
Well, he voted in abstention, so yeah, so he wasn't here. So
Okay. So
yeah,
whether or not Martin votes yes or no, the Cruise Amigos starting next Thursday,
next Thursday.
not
One
today,
week. One
next
week from
Thursday,
today.
1 week from today, if certain old fat people that are a little shaky on memory, if
And
he
if we're even
remembers
alive, if
this,
we're even alive, then Chile, the way I feel right now,
well,
there's
I
a
mean,
it's a
that's
thirty
that's
percent
another
chance that you're going to be
that's
looking
a
for two
possibility.
amigos.
I
Yeah.
could be feeding the fish, but let's assume that that doesn't happen. The Cruise Amigo starting next Thursday will be 1/2 an hour earlier, 30 minutes earlier.
Yep.
Instead of it being at 1 o'clock my time, it's going to be at 12:30 my time. It's going to be at 11:30 Central Time.
Central Time. Yep.
It's going to be at 5:30 Greenwich Mean Time. And Dennis, I have no idea what the hell time it is in Greece. So you got to figure that one out, my friend. I
Well, that's interesting.
have no
Hey,
idea.
Google, what time is it in Greece?
Well, Dennis, he's probably here. He'll jump in and tell us. So I'll run back and see
He's not
who all
telling
is
us.
with us. Uh, let's see. Wow, Emily's here. Emily's out of bed.
Emma's here.
Amazing.
Yep.
I haven't seen Emily forever.
Yep.
Hope you feel better, John. Get well soon. Bundle up.
Thank you.
Hey, MC's with us. Greetings from parts unknown. MC, good to see you again.
Yep.
And for those of you that have been following my issues, I'm still having problems with YouTube. However, the show is being broadcast on YouTube, but I can't do things like access. I set the show up, but like my show this morning as well. I set the show up, and then once it's ready to go, I go into YouTube and like turn on the monetization switch. So my ads run. So maybe I make a little bit of money.
Money makes the world
I can't
go
do that
round.
because every time I try to do anything on YouTube itself, it sends me into that hellhole of
Authorization.
double authorization. So we're working on it. Hopefully, my friend Nate has an inside that maybe he'll get this all fixed maybe today.
And we got to talk about too. We got to put in a pitch here for the upcoming awesome solo and doubles Chile hosted cruise that's over Labor Day this year, and it is a cruise to from Alaska down to Vancouver, hitting all the high points. And I got an unobstructed by luck. It's my official thing was an obstructed view, but as I look at my room 419, it's actually an unobstructed view picture window on the 8th floor, and the fee was like $725 plus, of course, it's $250 for port charges, taxes, medical inspection, whatever those things all come to. But seriously, think of it: a week of going from Anchorage, Whittier, up at the north end. I'm sorry.
No, I was just agreeing with you.
All the way down to Vancouver, 7 nights, and total, and I get some onboard credit within it. Totals like $1,015 or $16, and that's with a view
For
window.
Solo cabin.
Solo cabin. It's just an unbelievable price, and it's only because this guy that we've met up with now has a way to put these deals together, particularly for if you're a little bit needing rolling abilities and things like that. He's specializing in that, and we are just going to have fun. And I understand there's only 2 balconies left on the ship, And both of those balconies that are available are within our reserved for this group thing. But as far as I know, this morning they have not been taken yet. So if you, but
Right.
the problem is a balcony is 3,000 and some dollars, and I'd rather take three cruises with a window than one cruise with a balcony. But that's just me. Some people I know, your Holland America cohorts that you're on the ship there with now, you know, I do they even ask about inside cabins, or is that where the maids stay? I mean, is that where they bring their
The
help?
maids and me.
Yeah, yeah. So I
Yeah.
mean, but
Actually, I have a ocean view cabin on this particular cruise,
nice.
but it is totally uh,
Blocked.
useless
Oh, okay.
because no,
No.
I mean, I can't get to the portholes.
Oh, you have portholes, and they're above you,
I
sitting
have
down.
two portholes that
Yeah,
are
yeah.
above, and the room is so narrow, even though it's a handicap room. I would have to crawl up on the bed, stand up, and then look out the portholes.
I would pay money to see that.
Yeah, well, I ain't going to do it.
Oh, okay.
So, I mean, the bathroom's fine. I got room in the bathroom, but to get my scooter turned around to go back out the door, I have to go into the bathroom and do it.
Well, that's good because then
So,
whenever you leave the room, you've always done your duty, so you don't forget. I know in your old senile ways, you sometimes forget, and so you have to use a swimming pool to, go to the bathroom. But now you see, they're going to make you, they're going to make you go in your. It's just a reminder for the old people. That's what it is. So.
yeah. And Joanne asked how I like Holland America. I love Holland America. I've always loved Holland America. To me, if you rate the food overall of all the cruise lines that I've sailed on, Holland America is the best. Although I have not partaken in the entertainment yet on this cruise because I've been working at night trying to get this mess straightened out. Normally, even though entertainment's different, but it's always really good. Staff just can't beat them.
And
I like Holland America.
what's the round number that you paid for this? What 14-day Panama crossing one way through the canal? Do you remember about what the for a handicap room with portholes? I know this is putting you at you got to
I
think, and I
think
know
it
how hard
was
that is.
about $1,000.
$1,000.
Well, it was a bargain. That's the
So
only
you
thing I'm
don't.
booking is
So there was
bargains.
no food included with that. Then you don't get to eat on the
Oh
cruise.
yeah, no, no, hell no. I'll get all the food.
Oh, see, I was
Yeah,
expecting it was going to be like about 3 grand. Oh, that's
no, but
incredible.
it wasn't. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But I happened to catch a dip in price. I'm very careful with what I book anymore, which is why I've still got some holes in my schedule this year, which I'm hoping to have either more hosted cruises come my way or I get a really bargain deal.
Amen. Amen, brother.
So
Well, I think
Emily
I think
says she
yeah,
might have a new job very soon.
wonderful, wonderful.
Yeah.
I hear there's going to be a presidential opening. I don't know if you want all that stress, Emily, but you could. I think you'd make a good president. I do. I do.
Emily for president.
Emily for president.
Let's see. She's a Dogtopia. I'm just scrolling through to see. Friendly
Scrolling,
reminder to please
scrolling,
be respectful
scrolling.
of others and follow long-standing netiquette guidelines and refrain from using all caps for words. There's no need to shout. Some advice from Dennis. Uh, Emily says presidential. So, anyway, folks, we are somewhat off our games today.
Yeah.
It's hard to be funny when you don't feel good. I'll tell you that.
Well, or it's a
And while
different kind of
mine,
funny. I could make people laugh right now, but it would be a different kind
yeah,
of funny. So So
And mine is not from being sick. Mine is
he's just
from
tired.
actually, it's the medication I'm taking. MC says, with all your tech woes, I was wondering if you've received my email. Oh,
Or DM or Twitter.
DM and Twitter.
Looks like he sent it three
No,
ways.
I have not. Um, you sent me something. I should have gotten an email if you sent it.
Okay. Thank you, Mike.
Try whatever it is, MC. Send it again to um, Chili, CHILLIE, at chilifalls.com. And that's
Mm-hmm.
FALLS.
And send it postage paid because he will not put that extra nickel on the delivery of his email. He's just a cheap ass that way. So he is. Well, I am going to bail. Thank you for listening. Remember, next week the show's a half hour earlier. We need everybody in attendance.
Yep.
We're going to take a roll call. And we're doing that so I can finish up the show and run to the store so I'll be able to be in my home studio, my real video, backgrounds, sound effects, music, everything. So that's why that is happening. Thank you, Chili, for letting us do that. And, is it been Lobster Day yet, or is that in front of you?
No, that's still, unless it was last night. I did not even make it to dinner last night.
Oh, my goodness. Chili, Chili, Chili. Get out
Yeah,
there.
yeah, no.
They're
Yeah,
actually
it was,
catching lobsters right on the seabed right now where you're going. They troll for them, trawl rather. They have a trawler net, and they're bringing. You can't
okay.
get any fresher lobster than they're getting right now. So
Okay. Well, I've always had lobster on Holland American. It's always good. So,
because it has Minnesota butter with it, that's why. It's Minnesota
yeah.
butter and
Okay. Is that why
Pacific.
it's the Minnesota part of the lobster
Yeah,
is always really good.
Minnesota butter is
All right,
better.
guys. Sorry to cut everybody short, but we're going to do that anyway. We'll see everybody next Thursday, 30 minutes
11,
early.
30,
That
12:30,
will
or
be the new
5:30.
permanent time
Semi-permanent. Nothing is
for
permanent.
the Cruise Amigos live. And maybe we'll let Martin know, and maybe we won't. Y'all have a great week. See you next week, everybody.
Bye bye.